Hi there, Aquarius. Happy May. Welcome to your new happy place, or welcome back. Welcome to my very first set of zodiac readings, and it's you just happen to be the last, which is kind of interesting. Considering I drew the rune of Dagas, or Dagas for you, which is number 24, and it is the rune, like I said, the final rune, the rune of achievement. And the words that are attributed to it are the light of midday. So essentially, achievement, right? So which got me to thinking, well, what does Aquarius need to know in regards to that? And funny enough, I thought, well, we finally got to the age of Aquarius, right? So now what does Aquarius do? Which I know is not like necessarily appropriately the message, but it did get me thinking, that Aquarius is such an expansive, innovative is really the word that everybody will use to describe, at basic an Aquarius, Uranus, all of that. So, um, that got me thinking to, now that the rest of humanity is evolving, slowly but surely, up to the level of, uh, you know, let's just say expanding, um, is an Aquarius, as a water bearer, interesting enough, um, ready to bloom from the inside. You know what I mean? I know that might sound really strange, and not that Aquarius is not okay on the inside. That's not where I'm going with that. But it is kind of a fun look at. Um, well, let me show you. Let me show you your picture. This is what I wrote for you here. Okay, and that says Aquarius, May 24. Number 24. 24 is very important. The light of day, the light of midday. Sorry. And the bow. Finally was the word I wrote. And then read about the rune again, the final rune, achievement, and I said, well, okay, then the age of Aquarius, what does Aquarius do now? And of course, my new happy place represents the inside, right? Perspective, coming from a very, very well developed self. So this is the picture I drew for you. All of that, like 2 minutes worth of talking to get to this part. Okay, so obviously the circle is you, the one with a U in it. All right, this one here represents up until now, as far as an Aquarius. All the blue arrows pointing outward is all of your innovation, your expansion, your humanitarianism, just generally outward expressive traits, right? Now there's some pink, one, two, hearts coming in. You have to admit, Aquarius, a little bit detached when it comes to the actual, like, humanisms, right? So here we go. The progression of the Aquarius is what I'll call this. The age of Aquarius, Aquarius goes inside, and allows some of that love from the outside in. And I wrote wholer, which I thought was a pretty funny way for my very funny higher self, to describe that picture. Wholer. Wholer. So yeah, that's what we're gonna look at. You being more of a wholer Aquarius, because I guess kind of saying this in a cheeky way, you'll have more faith in humanity, being able to catch up with you, that you'll actually want to be more, um, focused inward, if that makes sense. Okay, let's look at some cards. Thank you very much, Aquarius, if you're still here. Let's go ahead and look into this for you. I do believe my turtle is going to hold that. Okay, and we are going to thank you. I'm going to start my beautiful hourglass. See how we do on her today. I'd like to start off with a blessing. Excuse me. Start off with a blessing, and then we're going to move to the archetypes. And, oh, that's the one. Okay. Whoop. Thank you, thank you. Big old stack, big old stack. Let me get a sip here. And thank you very much. There we go. Allergy season. Oh, wow. Okay, this is awesome looking. There's a lot of reflection going on here. I wonder if you can see that. Pretty card, right? Okay. And she says, I will sing of the great love forever. I think really what's catching my attention here is all of that illustration of sound and how sound makes you feel. You know? I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like, I don't know, maybe if I turn the light this way. Is that better? I'm so sorry, I am new here. We're figuring it out. Okay, that's not the way. But I hope you can see that. Maybe you can feel it. But that's what it's doing for me. That's what it's doing for me. We're gonna go from there and see what we can find out for you for the month of May. And as I've said for every reading so far, it really is all about the, finally being out of winter, for sure, and it being a long winter. Humanity's come a long way in a short period of time, and it has been a rough ride. And it may still be in some cases. But we are progressing. We are progressing. And I know as an Aquarius, you can appreciate that. So, this particular May, is just really the perfect setting for blooming, a mature blooming from within, for mankind, in my opinion. And this is again my opinion. So let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say for your May. And I shuffle these very well. I like to kind of meditate on these particular because I like to use them as a center, for these type of readings. All right, let's get started. Thank you. All right, who is Aquarius coming into May? The seed. Wow, wonderful potential. See the little baby pearl in there? Now that you kind of understand how every single thing in the whole wide world works, you're ready to get started with actual devotion to something, maybe. Yeah? Not that, please take my words in relation to the conversation. But look at that seed, though, too. And, okay, I'm loving that. I'm loving that. Okay, and where is the lovely seed going? The orphan. Interesting. That aloof, kind of that aloof aspect, yeah? And the tool, the castle. Excuse me. Castle. What do you have on here? A rose, pearls, a beautiful eye with your eye closed. Okay. That's our tool now. A lot of heart around it, grass. Okay, and why, Spirit? What's the goal here? The mirror. Interesting. The mirror. Okay, so the why is the mirror. Okay, you got the castle in the hands. Going into the orphan archetype as the seed. So as the potential. You're almost coming in here as the rose. So maybe this isn't yours. Because the rose continues into the castle as in your hand. Okay, well, what I just said about how you've basically, as an Aquarius stereotype, I'm sorry, as an Aquarius whole, as an Aquarius collective, you've got us to this point, right? So you're the seed. You're walking into the orphan archetype, which has its, what would that be? That's the right hand out, and a rose just outside of it. Walking into this situation as the seed with the rose in hand. That is so interesting. I don't know why, because of the mirror. Empty reflection is just what I thought of, but and that may actually be on point. Let's see what you have on the bottom, because it is kind of a deep message. The Starborn. How appropriate is that? All right, your underline is the Starborn. Aquarius, I already feel like I'm going to be like really enjoying your message. All right, let's go ahead and get our circle of awesomeness. I have a few oracle cards that I'd like to put out here so that I feel like the basic 5 are represented. We get our elements in line and some feedback from the gallery. Make sure all of our characters are represented. All right, let me do this way. So yeah, no mud, no lotus. And it looks like you are in seed form. Coming up into a new situation, because you're not looking for information anymore or looking to save us, or, I don't mean that in a bad way. Looking to expand the whole of humanity. Now you are looking in the inside, because that rose represents, sentiment. That's why you have that full achievement, that castle in your hand. Because you know what you can do. You know what you're really, truly, solidly gifted at, inherently. You know who you are. Finally, the age of Aquarius means Aquarius knows who they are. Now they can play with the human, maybe. Play with the human aspect. Which is really what I was feeling, is you receiving more. Allowing yourself to receive more light as the seed. A seed is always going to seek that warm, bright, warm, wet, and bright. Okay, let's see who we have here. This is the White Light Oracle. Alabaster Tablet of Layla. Alabaster Tablet of Layla. I may have to look at her. I read her not too long ago, but I can't remember exactly. Excuse me. It may come to me while we're playing, though. Bath coal on the bottom. The voice of God. All right, next we're going to get a card from the Awake Oracle. And I consider this the element of air for these particular readings. So, in this one here, the white light is fire, in my opinion. All right, from the air element, we have, ooh, kind of special for Aquarius. It's going to be a good one. The Sea Star. Interesting. The trajectory of a pattern, right? Which, as an Aquarius, you are very aware of. Patterns in nature and how that all works, right? Yes, ma'am. This is Kitty. Her name is North. I call her North Star. Yes. She is a saber-toothed tiger kitty that I rescued from Walmart in the clearance aisle, even though she wasn't even on clearance. And she was in the aisle with her big old box that said, "Rescue me." And I started my YouTube videos that day. So thanks to her, she is our true mascot here. We have light as matter on the bottom. Wonderful. Okay, light is matter. I love it. I want to get a mystical shaman next. Mystical shaman. And this would be the element of earth for me today. For us. For your reading. And mirror. Interesting. Looking at the you being wholer. Wow. This is really intriguing to me. It's almost like Aquarius. It's like I enjoy a riddle, my dears. I really do. And this is fascinating. This here is this is fascinating. Okay. Now the Starborn. It seems important to tell you this. The Starborn represents looking at your origin story. Okay. And if it's not up to where you'd like it to be, really looking at it as like a mythic quest up until now. Look at where you have gained. Paint your picture a little bit more colorful than maybe how you remember it now, right? Make it worthwhile. Make your story worthwhile up to this point. And it looks like that's where you are. With this seed being represented by the pearl in the center of rings of growth, right? It is reminding me of the sea star. This would be a slice of a tree, and this is full progression of evolution, right? Interesting. Interesting. So yeah, the underlying Starborn is really kind of all about the story and the trajectory of that story, which is yeah. Well, what am I doing? Did I cut already? I'm gonna cut one more time because I am thinking I'm supposed to. Okay, here we go. There we go. Here it is. The rainbow. Awesome. And it did come out in reverse. So we'll read the medicine for you. And that is number 41. The rainbow. Wow, that seems so very appropriate. Another aspect of light as well. Excuse me. Interesting. We still have this thing here about singing. The medicine wheel at the bottom. Okay. Okay. I really feel like at the heart of this, that orphan really represents any part of you that is not that feels as if it needs to be detached for any reason, up until this point. It is really going to start to really come to be aware that you are the seed, that you already are the pearl, that you already have the castle in your hand, that you are already so very valuable, that you're going to actually open those gates and allow people to love you. You're going to allow that human interaction to actually touch you on the inside. In order to grow. In order to evolve, Aquarius, you got to go inside. Where am I? Wow. And I have to say, for every zodiac sign, it really has seemed to be, when all said and done, for each one, it was kind of like they were being encouraged to look at the complementary side of their traditional zodiac traits, right? So it seems very, very fitting for that to be exactly what your message is. That is so cool. All right, let's get one of these and then we'll go for you. Actually, I want to eyeball the alabaster tablet of Layla. That way I know what I'm referring to as I put this puzzle together for you. We have, oh, cool, the unexpected at the bottom. Number 43. Oh, wow. Okay. This is so neat. Wait till I show you this. Wait till I show you this. Talk about a puzzle. Self-reflection came out for you. Okay? Look at that. Self-reflection, and we have the mirror as the why. We have the rainbow in reverse. We're talking about looking at yourself as having value, complete value already, and allowing yourself to be, um, appreciated, allowing yourself to have these warm feelings coming inward towards you, right? And then we have the rainbow in reverse. This is deep, Aquarius. This is beautiful. This is beautiful and deep. Excuse me, my ring. All right, let's peek at that. Just 2 seconds. Number 41, alabaster tablet. And I'm just going to read the first little tiny portion that comes with the card. That way we get an idea of what we're looking at here. Page 206. Okay, here we are. Alabaster tablet of Layla. I'm going to go ahead and pull that closer to you so you can see it. Excuse me. Number 41, alabaster tablet of Layla. You are remembering at a soul level. You are tapping into greater awareness, and an understanding of your highest life purpose shall become even clearer to you. This may evoke unsettling change within you, but that change is necessary for a new way to manifest. You are protected and guided at all times, especially when you feel uncertain about your course. You are truly loved. Okay, now this is definitely a feminine being. She's described as a feminine being, which is interesting because we're talking about the within and the inside and the love, the yin aspects, the self-worth, value. As amazing as you are, still a little bit detached from the human experience. You are truly loved, Aquarius. You are truly loved by spirit. All right, it looks like it's time to get some tarot out. Start to put this message together a little better here. Yay. My favorite part. My favorite part. Look at that. On the split. Hierophant and the Ace of Cups. That's beautiful. Alright, let's take a look here. The rainbow, I do believe, is about proof of miracles and looking for it, and perspective, ultimately. Expecting the best, which, if we go back to what I was saying about maybe Aquarius not really expecting much from us, I don't mean it like that. I mean, as in, you guys are fantastically profound at, you're visionaries innately, which sometimes can go faster than the average bear, right? So you may lose patience with all this connection, right? Because we are going into this orphan scenario with all this love stuff. Water, immersed in water in this self-reflection. Immersed in water. This is all about you adding color, like emotion, to your evolution going forward, Aquarius. I love this. All right, let's go. Oh, ooh, I just lost my voice there for a second. I love that. I get all excited. Okay. Yay. Let me take another little sip here of my coffee before we go in. Thank you very much. All right, let's see. But I always like to hold my cards, and I never feel comfortable setting them down. All right, so Aquarius, in the month of May, what is our situation? What does this orphan look like? Interesting. A swords card at that. This is their situation. Eight of Swords. Definitely resembles our scenario at the moment. Now, there's nothing uncomfortable about this, really. She's not expecting much. I mean, this is all self-imposed. Interesting. All right. So that's your situation. And Aquarius, the self in regards to the situation. Okay. Very aware that you have that achievement, that you have achieved that light at midday, that Dagai's rune, the Starborn story. You know that you have all of that awesome quality. I mean, just, magnanimous Aquarius, right? Okay, so the self is very aware. Oh, wow. I just got an impression that it is really time for you to fill your cup up on the inside. Give us like you gave us a head start, right, Aquarius? With all of this innovative visionary stuff. You gave us humanity a head start. So let us go ahead and catch up with you while you go ahead and remember how your heart works. That's interesting. Hmm. Okay, okay. The foundation spirit. Oh, exactly. Detached. Detached. That heart's not attached to anything. That's low expectations of humanity. That's low. That's the orphan. That's the orphan. Okay, I want to shuffle. We're gonna go for the past here. The lovers, a choice, or an integration. Humanity. Interesting. Okay. And the surrounding environment spirit. Holy moly. Okay. You got the Ace of Swords for the surrounding environment. So you've got the truth everywhere, right? Which is exactly what we're seeing here. You always have. You always will. You're not. You don't have to lose anything to become more. Maybe that's why I wrote wholer, because it's not as if you're not whole. Apparently, we're going for wholer. I love that. Spirit is so in your corner. You are truly loved. You are truly loved. Okay. Now this would be you in the past. I mean, I'm sorry, you in the present. Okay, awesome. That's the castle in your hand, Page of Pentacles, right? Okay, aware of your worth, aware of your contribution. Wonderful, because we do want that. You're holding that seed. Holding that seed. Okay. So then, let's see how the Eight of Swords progresses. Thank you. All right, I'll take two. Eight of Swords. Excuse me, Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. Okay, so the Eight of Swords goes to the Knight of Cups. The seed into the orphan with the hand. But you have this castle and all of these. You have this in your hand. It's almost like the seed meets the orphan and becomes like the complete castle, but doesn't know it until it's reflected back at them. You have to interact with the rest of humankind and start playing the not playing, but playing with, having joy in, like some emotional um not attachments, because I don't want to sound unhealthy, but um I guess allowing it to not be so serious, maybe. Not that your achievement up until now isn't serious, but that everything is always on time being more, the general attitude, that everything is as it should be and will catch up as it's meant to. Like you did your job, well done, well done. And now it's time to kind of like marinate in your job well done feeling. And see what appreciation feels like, allowing others to actually love you and actually have some emotional experiences and help you there so that you can actually see who you are as a human being. I hope that made sense. Two of Wands is you in the future, which is a very powerful card. That's, the world in your hands. Choice made, world in your hands. So fantastic progression. Realizing you have the world in your hands and that there is another aspect of you that you could ripen. That seems like an interesting transition between the Eight of Swords being the current scenario, and the Knight of Cups being the future of that scenario, and this being the future of you in the middle. So it's like you realize that this is very much it's okay, it's sustainable, but there's no love there. There's no the real stuff of life. Like now that you solved the riddle, you're alone kind of thing. And this is seeing that you create your world and getting some passion about it. And then you end up as the Knight of Cups, basically sharing your grail, but at the same time with compassion and experiencing that actual human interaction, between us, right? I like that. Looking forward to it. No more orphan. You're going for eternal child now. I love that. Knowing the truth and loving us through it, right? All right. What goes in the middle, Spirit? What goes in the middle? That one. The Knight of Swords. Just changing your mind. Pointing your direction. It's like the knight in shining armor. Interesting. Interesting. Knowing that it's a choice. Wow. Okay, let's keep going because the Ace of Swords was your surrounding environment, and the Knight of Swords is your bridge. Which the Knight of Swords is, I don't know if I just said this, but like knight in shining armor. And I was just thinking about, the orphan, the castle, the seed. They're sort of really like staples in a progressive story. And then we have the sea star being like the ideal legacy, right? A perfect trajectory, in time and space. Hi, kitty. And the rainbow, again, a miracle of nature. It's like you have the information, and you know excuse me, you know that you have the information. So you're gonna cut yourself free, maybe. Okay, let's keep going. What is going to happen here, or what is in between yourself being very aware that you have more, you can be more, you want to be more, and the Eight of Swords being the situation, this orphan scenario, you knowing you're the seed and the orphan. I'm still like genuinely somewhat bamboozled by this message. It should be clever for an Aquarius. I mean, I expected Uranus to be all up in. I have Uranus in my 10th house of Scorpio, which is pretty interesting. Just one, please. There we go. My cards are upside down. But you got the sun. The sun. All right. So that's in between. Maybe that's why your rainbow is upside down. This self-reflection, maybe you don't know you're the seed or that you have the castle in your hand. Self-worth, maybe? And how that relates to warmth um, in general. What's your hopes, Aquarius? What is your hope for May? What is your hope for May? You are the seed. You have a castle in your hand. Self-mastery. Seems very Aquarius appropriate. Your hope is self-mastery. Wholer. 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 All right. Your fear in regards to this? I'll take two. Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon me. All right. And the sun, I just saw the dagas out of the corner of my eye. The light of midday, full achievement. Interesting. That's a lot more than okay. This is your fear, the Page of Wands. And that progresses to, let's see, the Page of Cups. Interesting. Your fear is the Page of Wands, evolves into the Page of Cups. Connected to the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. So instead of being a visionary, so your fear is you're not going to be the Page of Wands anymore, you're going to be the Page of Cups. All this warmth with the sun. Huh, interesting. That is so interesting. And this just reminded me of the singing things to life, this Page of Cups. Wow. Aquarius, it's almost like you're going to get familiar with the water element as the water bearer that doesn't bear any water. That's exactly what I'm seeing here. Wow, that's funny. Your advice. Hi, Priestess. Just talking about water. You're going to start understanding the flow of the unseen. Understanding the delicate stuff of the divine feminine, which is exactly what the alabaster tablet of Layla is representing. Well, that's the advice anyway. It's saying look at both sides of yourself. And again, with this self-reflection immersed in water. You're not being all you can be. That's all it is. It's see how beautiful you are and be more because you have so much love coming to you that you're just blocking because either you don't believe you're worth it or you don't believe it's worth having because, the fire is where it's at. The air is where it's at. And I think what you're being advised to do here is to definitely listen to your inner being, which, you definitely divine feminine, is the advice here. Let's keep going. Wow. Two of Cups on the bottom. It is all about humanity. I mean, the same humanity that Aquarius has loved, since the beginning, as far as helping us move forward. And this is the outcome. Now that's interesting. Seven of Cups. To be the outcome for this particular spread is really interesting. Because you're being advised basically to look into the divine feminine, look into the unseen, look into that curious aspect of spirit. Into that soft, beautiful rose. Interesting. Wow. And then this comes back to me. This feels so expression of that divine feminine, right? The singing things to life. I almost feel flabbergasted with your reading. And let me see the bottom here. And we still have to read your medicine, and then my gosh, the universe itself. Okay, the universe itself. We're gonna set this here. Oh, I'm sorry, I ran out of time. I'm gonna set this here and read your rainbow. Don't fall, please. And read your rainbow because this is a really beautiful message, and I want you to get the full effect, right? Okay, number 41. Let me go ahead and find this, and that's going to be this book here. Number 41 is... Okay, here we go. The rainbow. All right, and that's on page 85, if anybody would like to know. It says, the rainbow symbolizes the 7 steps of a true spiritual path, which manifest as the colors of the 7 chakras. In the Himalayas, the rainbow body is seen as the full realization of our essence. The rainbow also represents the bridge between the physical and the spiritual worlds. At the end of our lives, we can journey across the rainbow bridge to the highest heavenly realms. When the rainbow appears, it is an affirmation that all is well and that you are in right relationship with spirit. Wow. And now I'm going to go ahead and read the medicine. Don't get caught in pursuit of the illusion of the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Find the treasure now, in the moment, by coming into right relationship with those around you. All your gifts are at hand, so obvious you may have missed them. Be true with your intentions, and do not be led astray by daydreams. I think that's really, really fitting. I'm going to go ahead and flip your rainbow upright. And I think really what I was getting at is that full rainbow is a full range, a wholer Aquarius, right? So as an Aquarius, you're probably a whole lot more up in the purpley blues, right? The blue purple. Maybe look at that yellow green. Look at that yellow and green, and some pink in there, because I think that it's just more of you can be so much more, and adding that yin aspect is where it's at. It's time to round yourself out, Aquarius, and I think that's really all I can. That's all I can say. This is a fantastic message. Again, thank you so much for playing with us, and I hope you have a really great May. Let's do this. We're here, and now we begin. Thank you very much from my happy place to yours, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Peace.